Welcome back, terrestrials. Let's take a moment to thank all of the new subscribers and the people commenting. We're enjoying conversations with you. Keep the recommendations for new reviews coming because we need some ideas. 400 plus videos, you kind of run out of shit to do or off the top of your head. So, um, keep them coming. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to see what you guys think we should watch. Um, but tonight, we have you ever seen a perfect horror movie?
Have you ever seen the perfect horror movie?
Have you ever seen a perfect horror movie where like you just go, man, this is 80s perfection.
This is
There
fun. Yeah.
um that's this movie, guys. And I'll
Right.
tell you about what movie is in just a minute. But we were going to do this around this time last year. And Jerry said, "Hey, it's on Pluto."
Right.
I said, "All right, cool. Let's do it this Saturday." This was on like a Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
By Saturday, by Friday, actually, it was gone.
Right.
They took it off. So I never got to watch it. Hadn't seen it before, didn't get to watch it. Come this year, 1 year later, Jerry goes, it's on Pluto TV.
Yeah.
We jumped on it. So tonight, we're doing the perfect movie, Night of the Creeps.
Right.
Jerry, what do
So,
you grade this?
I'm gonna give it an A plus.
S. Right.
Yeah.
So
This
let's
is
talk
close to an
about
S. It's A
this.
plus,
I mean, I can't fathom why this wouldn't get an S. So defend your statement, sir.
This is, well, the only reason it's not an S is because it's still like because it's an elusive bird, like you said, it's still
But
new.
that's
It's
our fault.
still,
That's our fault
you know.
for not having it on DVD or VHS or
I mean,
something.
shit, freaking like,
It's an $8 DVD.
okay, it is like,
Yeah, yeah. The
but
VHS is very expensive, but the
yeah, for years, this thing is just like I had always heard of it, and like, where the hell is it? And then finally, if you see it on a streaming service, better watch it now because that thing will be gone within a week
yeah, yeah.
or a
Yeah,
day.
hopefully, with it being on there, they've gotten enough clicks because I know I've watched it 3 times now.
Just keep
Um,
it on there, right?
yeah, I just hopefully it'll keep it on there. If I
Right.
have to do it alone and just watch this for the rest of the month of October, then so be it. Like I need that to be regularly available to me. So I plan on buying the DVD.
Yeah.
Um,
All right, let's
so
start this
you're
monkey out,
saying
man.
you're saying that it's not an S because it's still new to you and
It's still new to me.
you
Give
gotta
me
let
some
it sit
time.
in. Okay.
Give me
All
some
right, that's
time
fair. That's fair.
before I move it up. It's good. It's
Yeah,
real
it's
good. It's
it's
fun.
it's
You
fucking
know,
awesome. So the movie it starts out in the 50s. We see like sorority row in the 50s.
you were already
Um,
passing flesh toned aliens.
okay, yeah, the flesh tone
Let's
aliens.
go flesh tone
All right,
aliens
all
because
right,
that's where
all
it
right.
starts.
Yeah, I think that like the movie starts out with these miniature aliens running around a ship trying to stop another miniature alien.
Well, he's infected. He's got one of the worms.
Well, well, yeah, he may have. I don't know that he has one, but he definitely has them in a jar that he shoots out of the spaceship. Um, so he basically sends this what they called an experiment out into outer space, and it comes tanking down to
Crashes to Earth.
1950s America,
Yeah,
and
all in black and
soror.
white and everything.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so that's technically, I guess, when the movie really starts.
Yeah, yeah,
There's that weird trippy momentary scene, but it's just it's portrayed so well. And maybe because it was the 80s and it was a little bit closer to the 50s, they could just
yeah.
people still had those clothes and cars. Everything just seemed like when it showed the 50s, I believed it was the 50s. The haircuts, the attitudes, the acting, Like, come on now, I'll even let you fondle my breasts. Like this shit was it was perfect.
Yeah.
Every bit of it was great. But yeah, so we see, guy and girl up at make out point essentially. And then they see a comet coming. Uh Spoiler alert, it's that experiment from the flesh tone miniature
Right.
aliens.
And they've
Um
been warned all night about an escaped
con
mental patient.
Convict, yeah, something, mental
Yeah,
patient.
where axe
Is
wielding
yeah,
mental patient right
exactly.
beside, like he gets it to the T of
Right.
where their car is broken
Yeah.
down or some shit. No, where he
Again,
wants
it's
like
perfect. It's the
yeah,
comedy. It's like the blatant comedy
right.
where Route 66 in Cornwell
Yeah.
school, and then she
Right next to
flicks
you,
on
young
the
lady that's listening to
yeah,
the radio.
yeah,
I know
yeah,
you can hear
exactly.
me.
Exactly.
I can see you out
Um,
my fucking window and shit. It's like perfect.
so not only do we have this disease experiment coming to Earth, we have an axe
Parasite.
wielding parasite. We have an axe wielding bad guy,
Maniac. No.
maniac, slasher, all in the same 10 minutes.
Yeah. So we got
We're
aliens, we got fucking axe wielding,
slasher,
maniacs,
yeah, maniacs and
parasites.
parasites. And then yeah, so we see this couple at Lookout Point. The A cop comes by and says, "Hey, let's get out of here."
Right,
And then you see the vessel come from outer space. They go to check it out. The maniac, while the boy is in the woods checking it out, slaughters the girl, and he is infected. The guy in the woods is infected by the virus. There's
right.
so much going on in that first 15 minutes of the movie. When I turned it on, I was so giddy and excited to watch it. And I think even just listening to me talk about the review, I'm giddy. But like the entire time I watched the movie, I was like,
Yeah,
just like a shit-eating grin, like this is so good.
right. It's
But
got the
then,
perfect camp. It's got the perfect
oh, for
cheese,
sure,
especially in
for
that
sure.
starting of just like like, is this the whole movie? Is it going to be a
Right.
black and white like
Which I would
nod
have
to the
totally done.
50s like you know B horror movies of the 50s with
Right.
like aliens, and it's like
Earth
nope,
versus
no,
the
it's
spider.
just it's just the beginning of, it's just the tip of an iceberg, and
Right.
then we whisk away to 1980s Technicolor land and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. When we come back to 1980s, same place, Rorty Row again. You're introduced to the two main characters. Uh, One of them is handy capable,
CJ
but
is
yeah,
his name.
CJ, but he's hilarious.
I
Like
think
he's
the other
just
one's Frank.
he's funny.
Yes,
He's
witty,
constantly making jokes, witty, smart, fun,
fucking fast
and
on it. Just
yeah,
boom.
not on his legs, but in his brain.
Jesus.
Um, but yeah, I mean, and then it goes into the stereotypical, like, he's got a crush, he's trying to join the,
Yeah, it turns into
uh,
Revenge of the Nerds.
right, right, yeah, and he tries to join the sorority to
Yeah,
get the girl,
brat.
get in with the cool guys and stuff.
Yeah,
And they basically tell him to go get a dead body and put it on the stairs as if that's something that's normal.
yeah, yeah.
And they find a cryogenics lab in their school somehow, and it contains the guy from the 50s,
But yeah, the
that had
boyfriend.
the boyfriend that had the virus. So all hell breaks loose after that.
Yeah,
And
like
cue Tom Atkins.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, so you missed like okay, yeah, when CJ is
Mm.
like trying to get the number from can't remember Betsy, I think was
Ah,
her name.
doesn't it?
Uh,
These characters, the names
the
are not
names
important.
don't, but the names kind of do. Where
Okay.
it's like, man, I need to like really focus on their names, But when because I remember the football guy's name, like, hey, what's your name? Steve? Yeah,
Steve?
they have
Yeah.
a phone call for you inside. He's got like a unibrow straight
Yeah,
across,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's just like and then on the one frat guy, he's got that bleach blonde hair, and it's like, did you do that yourself? That looks horrible, dude. Fucking like it just his hair is like this almost white. It
Yeah.
was just like I was staring at it the whole time, like, man, I hope he didn't. I hope he got like an extra $50 for doing that to his hair because that looks like shit.
Um, yeah, the whole scene of them fuck like when the young guy JC is playing with that football player and he's like hey man, there's a phone call for you.
No.
Then he comes back and he's like still talking shit a little
Yes.
bit like
There's
it,
no phone call for
yeah,
me.
yeah,
Oh, must have been someone else named
yeah.
Steve.
What was your name again?
Yeah.
Brad?
Yeah.
But yeah, so Chris is the sad sack, JC's the funny guy.
Right.
They're trying to Chris wants to get with Cynthia, get her phone number,
Cynthia.
whatever.
Okay.
And then yeah, so again, they come across this body, they somehow push one button and it completely
Yeah.
opens the system. No passcodes, no nothing.
He just forgot the scientist man forgot like all of the codes. And instead of having something that's going to reset that doorknob and stuff, all I gotta do is press zero and it just it like opens like that. I was hilarious.
Did you get all the little fun references of like nods to directors
Oh
and
yeah, they,
actors?
everybody in here. Cronenberg,
Yeah.
what's her name?
Sergeant,
Cynthia?
yeah,
Yeah,
Cynthia
Cynthia
Cronenberg.
Cronenberg.
There's
Uh
Sergeant Raimi.
yeah, Sergeant Raimi. I
Yeah,
got that one.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then
Detective Landis.
uh
Um,
fuck Corman.
mhm,
Um
yeah,
Roger Corman,
yeah.
fucking I forget maybe it's the school Corman or the town of Corman or something. No, Rogue.
Yeah, it was
It's on
Corman.
it's the Rogue.
Well, it was
Corman Rogue.
Corbin College too.
Oh, okay.
Remember, because when she pops the headlights, it's Corman next to Route 66.
Right. And yeah, they're just playing with that like
It's great.
here's everybody, we're just doing that. I
Yeah.
know some people don't like that when they do in horror movies, but I love it. I think do it, make it more for, these directors and
I
whatnot.
mean, they did they did Hooper and Romero.
Yeah.
Um, James Cameron was Detective Ray Cameron. John Landis was Detective Landis. Um, Yeah. I mean, there were so many little nods.
Hmm.
And that, as horror fans, when we watch movies, you get that sometimes, but this was like intentionally like, here, I'm gonna
Just to
lay this up for you to see this because
pause the moment. I know what that is. And then
yeah,
somebody looks at you and is like, I don't get it. And be like, oh, do I get to
yeah,
info
yeah,
dump
yeah.
my fucking like autistic mind at you for a
Yeah, yeah,
second
yeah.
and being like, okay, well, for
It just shows that somebody loves horror and wrote a
right,
horror. And I think that when that happens, you get amazing movies like this. I mean, this movie's rewatchability is insane.
right.
Like I've watched it 3 times in like 2 weeks or
Yeah.
something. So
It's all because you missed it once.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
wasn't going to let it happen. And
Right.
on the off chance that it goes away again, I need it burned in my
I
brain.
know. Yeah.
So
You need to burn it in your
um
brain.
but I'll have to watch our own video so that I get the glee from
Right.
having recently seen. I get the high from it.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, I mean, and then basically at that point zombies break loose and bacteria, parasite zombies, which
Yeah. The
also
Paris.
unique. They're not
Yeah.
just,
Unique. It looks like Slurms from Eureka's Castle. Fucking. Like, and they like
very detailed
whatever, yeah, fucking those little worms.
mhm.
Like,
They
I
just look like
know,
Mr. Hinkies, but okay.
yeah. Well, the way that they move,
Mhm,
it feels like they just had one shot of them, but they do the same thing over and over in like a different frame.
mhm,
Like it feels like they're in the frame, but it feels green screened at the same time because they
mhm.
always three. And there's always like one that goes that way, one that goes that way, and one kind of like follows behind and stuff.
Hmm.
And they always do like the similar things, unless there's one, and then it just kind of like goes from left side of the screen to the right side of the screen. I was noticing, but
I
that's the
didn't
camp. That's the camp, you
I
know?
didn't really notice that. I mean, obviously it's very possible. Um I was trying to figure out how they moved them because I was like, well, this is simply just like something on a fishing line that they're dragging, you know what
Maybe.
I mean?
I thought it was
But
stop
then
go.
the way it was interacting through the grass, like
Yeah.
the grass was moving out of its way. It was like kind of pushing it, and it was moving steadily forward. And like a fishing reel, you can keep that moving steadily forward, but it's also, there's I don't know.
But
It
how do
just
they get that like inchworm
right.
effect to it?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know, on
exactly.
a
There's
like that's why I think stop go.
Well, when they're moving fast across ground, they're not inchworming. They're just
Oh, okay.
moving like
They're like
that.
slugging.
But when they're like slowly sneaking, that's when they're
Mm,
inchworming.
okay.
And then when they're flying through the air and going down three people's throats, then they're also not inchworming.
Right.
But I just, you know what? I have this really weird feeling that somebody's going to come along and just be like, "You guys suck. This movie wasn't good." Like they're going to be internet people.
Okay. You know, just be like, thank
Yeah,
you
I
for
know.
your opinion.
But it
Hugs and
only happened.
kisses.
Yeah, yeah,
You know.
yeah, yeah.
Fucking what are we there's nothing we can do about it and stuff.
Right.
Fucking if you don't like the movie, fine. That's great and stuff. I
Yeah.
love the movie. Thought it was great.
All right.
Have fun. Have fun
Yeah.
in life.
Yeah.
That's what life is
Fuck
about and
people.
stuff.
All
It's
right.
Halloween time.
So before we get into Tom Atkins, um, what stood out for the in this movie? Like what was your jam? Like what made you go, all right, hell yeah.
All right. Well, like
Outside of just all of it.
theme
So
wise, okay.
just yeah,
Well, like if we were doing the old questionarium, like what was the scene stealer?
right.
Okay. It would be fucking uh main our main character and our love interest walking through the fucking house just saying get out of the house,
Hmm.
get out with a flamethrower and a fucking shotgun. It's like,
Yeah.
can't I just have fun once in my life like
Yeah.
that?
Right.
Just like
Yeah.
that simple, just get out of the house, get out. I was like, that's so fucking badass. um then I will say, like, where this movie really has a lot, like scary. Like, what was scary about it? And I will say that fucking our CJ or JC or whatever,
JC.
fucking
JC. Jesus Christ.
um his recording. Um,
Yeah, dude.
it was fucking terrifying to listen to
Yeah.
him.
I almost forgot completely about that. I'm so glad you brought that up.
That was
Um,
horrifying.
yeah, it was. But the odd thing was like I had seen him with the recorder earlier because he was talking to it,
Yeah.
but when he was playing it, it didn't sound like JC. It
Well, I
didn't.
think he was becoming,
Yeah,
possessed by
yeah,
the parasite, you know.
yeah. Or just the
I
audio
can
recording of an
walk
audio
saying
recording.
like,
Yeah, but yeah, yeah. I walked here.
mm-hmm,
I walked by myself. Like it's fucking creepy, man. Like
yeah,
that's some creepy shit.
right. I
But
wish we
yeah,
would have been able to see those scenes. Like, I wish
yeah.
that,
Maybe there's a director's cut or something.
maybe,
I don't know.
but yeah, I really wish that we would have been able to be like after, he got wormed,
Mhm,
fucking, like we would have seen him kind of like stand up and start walking and being like,
mhm.
whoa, there's something, but like not listen, hearing him do the recording when he's just sitting there
Yeah.
and he's like, yeah, I guess my friend's just out for the night and stuff.
Mhm,
And
yeah.
then like he comes back and he hits play and it like starts kicking in and that recording starts playing and it's just that's terrifying and emotional, or
Yeah. Yeah.
top
Cause I
character,
mean, God, dude, that guy is such a lovable character.
yeah, it was a
Like
great,
nothing got him down.
right.
And in movies, those characters are so important to the movie because there's so much negativity. Like obviously, Chris is he's being a turd because he's a sad sack because his girlfriend or whatever, which totally get it. Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
understandable. But JC's just like, come on, man. Like
Yeah.
let's do something. Let's hang out. Like let's have fun.
Yeah.
He's such a positive character that when he does finally kick the bucket, almost inevitably because he wouldn't be able to run from those guys,
Yeah.
that like it hits harder than you think it would for this silly like 80s campy horror movie. You're kind of like, ah shit, man, I don't know. I was hoping, that wasn't gonna happen to him.
Right.
And they did him dirty by not even showing his face when he was dead. He was just
Oh,
laying down,
yeah.
face down, like
Yeah.
that could have been anybody.
Yeah. We only
Uh
had a day and a
I
half of
actually
shooting
thought
for
that
him. So,
I actually thought that he was going to think that that was him, but it wasn't him.
yeah. Like he just
Like,
shows up at the end, like, they totally
yeah,
thought I was dead.
yeah. I thought that like something like that was going to be the case. I thought that that was going to be like the doctor or something from, when they ran out. And
Right.
then, JC was going to be like, hey guys, no, I got stuck in a locker or, my crutch broke. So I was stuck there or
Yeah.
something.
Like,
Obviously, we see that he's not going to make it through the bathroom
all
scene, but
right.
still,
Those fucking slugs, they go up in a fucking blaze of glory, though, man. Fucking
hell yeah, they do.
like fucking just like one little match, just like fucking
Yeah.
caught him on. But you mentioned the doctor, and I
Hmm.
will say, like, the practical effect of like the infected, person,
Hmm.
like the doctor had a really great look where his sternum was cut open from the autopsy,
Hmm.
and like his eyes are like got blood around them, and they're that weird bleached out color kind of deal.
Hmm.
I was like, oh, that's cool. That's cool, and I do like that, uh like the reanimation of corpses.
Hmm.
It's not a zombie movie. They're not zombies. They're just
Right.
reanimated. The parasites are making them do what they need to do just to reproduce and multiply,
Right.
basically.
Right.
It's not about like, zombies and shit, fucking, but it's got zombies. It's
I
great.
do have this question. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Is this not the second movie in a row that we've watched or reviewed at least with that same guy that played the doctor? Wasn't he in Blue Monkey as well?
No, you're wrong.
Okay.
Um,
Is that not the
that's
same guy?
no, that's not the same
It
guy.
looks so similar to
See,
me.
because the doctors were all ladies in
No,
the
no,
other
no,
movie.
no, no, no. In Blue Monkey, he was the accountant with his wife, the Canadian actor.
No,
The
the
okay,
Canadian one, that was Joe Flaherty or
okay,
whatever, and fucking this one, that's the guy he all in like the 90s he'd always play like the geek and like like
yeah, he was
guy,
David Paymer,
right? he
Paymer.
he was in fucking Ocean's 14 or 15 or whatever fucking movie is. I know I've seen him in like a ton of shit. He's one of those background actors who has very small parts here and there, and you're like, no, I've seen that guy a couple times. I don't know his fucking name. He's
Right.
just a character actor.
Yeah,
But
I
that's not
mean,
the same guy.
I actually just found his IMDb and he's got 176
Yeah,
credits.
because he's been in
So,
fucking everything because he probably doesn't
right.
say no to like fucking small parts and stuff,
No, of course not. Why would
Right.
he?
Um uh, Now it's time to talk about Tom Atkins. Let's start talk
Yeah,
about
let's just
Tom
talk about
Atkins.
Tom Atkins. Yeah.
How were we introduced to Tom Atkins?
I mean, he's just fucking grumpy old bitch. Like,
No. How are we introduced to him?
well, okay, so initially we're introduced to him as the cop on in the 50s at
Right,
the
but that's
night.
not played by Tom
Okay.
Atkins. Where I'm
Right.
talking about sitting
Okay.
on the beach, drinking out of his coconut
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
white
just
fucking tuxedo.
right. And the babes around him and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like,
Why and how?
because it's fucking Tom Atkins. That's
Right,
why.
right,
And
right,
how?
right.
Because he's
I think
fucking
that's
awesome.
I think that's when he got the call for the role.
Right.
I think somebody was filming him
Yeah.
when he accepted the role. Because that made zero sense to the movie. Where was he? What? Who were
He
these
was in
women?
dreamland.
Yeah,
He was
yeah, I
just dream,
guess.
and he had a book and it had a beach on it and shit. But still, fucking like a James Bond or fucking
Yeah, for
just to
sure.
be like, this man is badass. Fucking, they're like, yeah, we're gonna put him on a beach with a fucking white suit, and that's just
Yeah,
hilariousness.
yeah, yeah. He's dressed like a fucking 80s bad guy in like a cop drama,
Yeah,
like Lethal Weapon. He's the bad guy from any Lethal Weapon.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, but immediately the allure of the funniness of that is gone, and he's just
yeah. He's just a
he's
schlubby
just
cop.
a yeah, he's a fucking drunk,
Yeah,
angry bitch of a cop. Um, Hilarious though. I
yeah,
mean, he is so Tom Atkins and delivers such Tom Atkins lines in this movie. Just like everything is just like great work, Tom Atkins.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
everything.
He's a,
Thrill
yeah.
me,
Yeah,
you know.
thrill me. Well, that we'll get into like the one-liners because this
Right,
movie's
right.
packed with them more
Oh,
than
for sure.
like anything that Arnold and Sylvester Stallone or any one-liner movie, fucking
More
Bruce
than I eat
Willis,
green berets for breakfast.
more. They've done them all in this
Yeah.
movie. This movie was way more
Yeah.
one-liners.
Yeah.
Yes, we have Thrill Me. Thrill
Right.
Me is a great like. And I want to say that's almost like a dig to like Thriller, because it's really close to like, the Michael Jackson Thriller album. So like, I wonder if Thrill Me just comes from that.
I think it's a very far stretch. I need to see some evidence.
Yeah.
Um,
But, just, or just the idea of using that,
right.
as his. But then like I know the kid he breaks out some one-liners, not
Hmm.
he breaks out Thrill Me later on, but I
Hmm.
know he breaks out like a couple of them. I believe our main actress also has fucking like a one-liner when she's
Hmm.
killing a couple of the slugs and stuff. And it's just like,
Yeah, I mean when
yeah,
they
everybody gets a one-liner in this.
yeah. I think towards the end when they're killing the zombies and the slugs, um it becomes like an onslaught of fire, shotgun blast, and one-liners.
Right.
But since we were talking about Tom Atkins, it's just his character makes no sense because you don't know if he's retired or still working.
Right.
The way he
Don't say it.
talks to everybody on the police force and anybody in general is just unacceptable.
Yeah.
Like, remember when we were talking earlier about like before we got on about how horror is reflecting societal changes. Um,
Right.
you can't do that anymore. You be in HR. So there's one. But yeah, I mean, he's not a good cop. He's not but he's well, I'll get to that. He's not a good cop. He's not a nice person. He's a drunk. He's a has-been. He's all washed up. All these things, but he's also awesome.
Yeah, he's
And
awesome. Who gives a
yeah,
shit?
yeah, exactly. But
Like,
I think they made his character like that on purpose,
right.
so that there's like this redemption arc for him because he, I killed you once. Oh yeah, and we forgot about that zombie. Well, that's not even a zombie necessarily. Well, no, that's not even a
Reanimated
zombie.
corpse.
Yeah, he's a
Reanimated
reanimated
corpse.
corpse. Like he's a ghoul
Yeah,
for
he
real.
killed
Like,
the original axe murderer
mhm,
and fucking one of the slug things got to him
in the
and
ground somehow.
yeah, and he broke free
Mhm. God,
out of
this
there.
movie's awesome. There's so
Yeah, there's
much.
just so much going on. I mean, like right there in the middle, even before we get to our like main moments in the movie.
Right,
There's like, oh yeah, and I killed this person and I buried them, and then there's so much, and the idea of like I guess like a dance or something at this college or
right.
whatever, and like we have just like so much, and we have like great moments of suspense,
Mhm.
like the cat. The cat is the perfect like moment.
Yeah,
Okay, first time is a little kitty cat at
yeah,
the
it's
door.
cute. Yeah.
Second time, it's the cat is like scary worm eating
Hmm.
monster, and she
Yeah.
freaks out.
Awesome animation.
Yeah, and she
Or not
throws it out.
animation.
But yet,
animatronics.
yeah. But the third time, it's like, okay, there's our monster and stuff. It's just like, I think she would have learned by the
Yeah,
second time the cat fucked with her and
yeah.
shit.
The first traumatic experience.
Right.
Um, yeah, God, there's so much. Everything is so much going on in this movie. Like it's been a long time since we've been talking this far into a review and haven't just repeated ourselves a bunch.
Yeah,
So like,
we might have, but
well, we might have, but we're also like steadily talking about other things, other aspects of the
yeah,
movie.
yeah. Because
But
there's just like so much. I mean, we could sit here and
it's
talk and
packed.
like and deliver like every moment into this movie of like and then this happens and what about
It's
this
hard
and
to.
but like it's just best to just say, hey, listen, if you can find it, see it, watch it,
Absolutely.
like our review, it's great, watch it, but
Yeah.
we can't discuss everything in here or we're just
No.
gonna end up like, okay, and then like,
Yeah,
yeah,
but also
this was
no,
happening and it's like
right.
got some good news and bad news, girls,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's the whole thing. It's like it doesn't matter how long we talk about this, we will have forgotten some aspect
all right,
of the movie because it's so jam-packed with stuff.
all right,
And then also, yeah, I mean, all the one-liners that my brain doesn't allow me to remember. I mean, that one that you started to say was the tagline for the movie. It's on the DVD.
right,
That one became the popular one outside of Thrill
because it's
Me.
fucking
So
awesome
yeah, it's fucking awesome.
when he
Um,
comes and says it. I
yeah,
know one thing though that we've forgotten, and it probably is like the left field, but do you want to talk about like why was Tom Atkins just like, yeah, I think I'm gonna just kill myself right now, so I'm good. Fucking like
yeah,
in
because
the
he could have
movie.
gotten out of the house. Well, felt, I think the whole reason he was in the like dumpy apartment, drinking, shit like that is because he felt like he didn't protect her and he didn't solve the problem,
Right.
whatever the problem may have been. So he got his redemption arc from
It's
helping
just
these
I'm
kids.
gonna go out and like
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, obviously it was ridiculous, but he got his redemption arc by saving these kids. He killed that guy one more again, and then he was like, "Yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna sit down here and light this lighter and blow this place up."
I think it was
Um,
just like, yeah, but like my brain didn't know what was going on until he took the duct tape off the door. I'm like, why does he have the duct? Oh, I know why he has duct tape on the
mhm.
door now.
Yeah,
But it was just like such out of left field. And
yeah.
then like I guess he gets a new lease on life. Fucking because that's when
Well, he's
all the
dead.
great moments of Tom Atkins really start to kick in where, that's where we get good news and bad news and
Mhm.
he's sitting there and like fucking the girl has already like let the
Oh, I thought you
one.
were talking about at the end when he blew himself up for no
No,
reason.
no, no. This is but which is great too because I'm
Yeah,
sitting
yeah.
there watching it and fucking like Tara walks in and she's like, "Why does he have duct tape on his mouth?" And I was like, "Because he doesn't want the worms to go in the mouth and stuff." Fucking
Yeah. You got to watch the movie or it
yeah, you
doesn't
gotta
make any
watch
sense, but it
all the
makes
way
perfect
through.
sense.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was kind of funny because it wasn't like duct taped all the way because of that
Yeah.
amazing
Mustache.
mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like it never will fucking like put a solid seal.
Yeah.
Fucking,
No, fuck no.
but yeah, what else can you? It's great. It's great.
It's such a good movie.
Like
It's so good.
literally, this movie is just like this is the review right now. This
Yeah.
movie is great,
Yeah.
and now you say this movie's great.
I agree. It's great.
Okay, and that's the review.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
else
Yeah.
can we say?
Yeah. We're not articulate enough to make this review more, any more better, any more
Right.
gooder. Um,
That's why,
the movie deserves better than us
like,
to
yeah, the movie
review it. Go watch
deserves
somebody
way
else's
better than
review of
us.
this
Yeah,
movie.
there's got to be like
Like, well, I
10 people out there that have
come
seen
back
this.
for the
Yeah.
other
Just
people,
click
but
like and subscribe and
yeah,
send
just
to your
click.
friends
Yeah,
and
yeah,
fucking put us
yeah,
on
yeah,
Facebook and try.
yeah.
Bap, 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 bap.
But
Fucking,
yeah,
like, yeah, you can, like, Fuck it. No, I don't
Yeah,
even
yeah.
remember
Let's
where I
not
was
even
going
bother.
with it. Fucking, I
Let's
forgot
do
where.
the thing. Let's
All
do
right,
the
let's
thing.
do the thing. Fucking Jacob, did you go see it in the theater?
Ah, God, so many times.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing this one in the theater. I think that would be great.
Yeah, for sure.
Jacob, when are you going to own a physical copy of
I'm
this
gonna
movie?
own several different copies. I'm buying the VHS and I'm buying the DVD.
I want the DVD at least of this.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking maybe a Blu-ray of
I'm
it.
one of those guys that will spend the money on the VHS.
Right.
They're like 80 bucks right now.
Right. Cult classic.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's the people who love horror talk about it often, and the people that opinions that I respect consider it a cult classic. So I would have to say it's a cult classic because it's not mainstream.
No.
It's not a Freddy Krueger. It's not nothing like that. This falls under the Slumber Party Massacre era,
Yeah,
or
I
like
think it's like
area.
the top of like those 80s like really culty movies
Mhm.
where you get these like, oh wow, this is really cool. Oh wow, this is really a good movie. There is no sequels and there's no franchise idea happening to it, you know. But why doesn't it do better? Because it's great by, it's
I
just
think it's
great
done it.
solitary movie.
Done I think it's done it to itself just like Bob Seger's done it to himself. Like he doesn't allow, or he didn't for a long time allow his music on iTunes and, to, or Spotify or things like that. Just like this movie is not on Tubi and Pluto all year long.
Hmm.
It's not easily found, so it stays elusive, so it cannot grow in popularity.
Right.
Because if this sat on Tubi for a year, there'd be a shit ton more people talking about it. But because you have to have a DVD copy or wait once a year for the 3 days it's on Tubi,
Hmm.
um, then that's your only chance at seeing it, unless
Right.
somebody goes, "Hey, do you want a copy or borrow my DVD of this?"
Yeah, yeah. It kind of reminds me like it could be real popular. How
For
like
sure.
Killer Clowns like a
Right.
couple of years ago was very obscure. Not very many people talked about Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and then all
Right.
of a sudden,
Now it's
like
everywhere.
boom, it blew
Yeah.
up. And
Yeah.
I feel like this could be the next Killer Clowns.
It
You
could
know,
be. But again, it's keeping itself elusive.
right?
I don't mind that. Now that I've seen
No.
it, stay that way.
Fucking
It's
yeah.
like, when you find a really good underground band and then everybody, it's like Terrifier. Like we love Terrifier because it was underground, it was good, it was independent horror. Now look at it. Everybody fucking has a Terrifier shirt on because
Yeah.
it's the popular thing. I don't want that for this movie.
Yeah, I mean,
Stay away.
you
Stay
know,
away. Get
I
get
don't
on
know
out of here.
how
Get
many
on out of
years
here.
Tom has, and I would love Tom Atkins because
The
Halloween
Lifetime
3,
Achievement Award for
I
this movie.
guarantee, like, he's spent years being like, oh man, Halloween 3 was a flop, it was horrible and stuff, and then all of a sudden, boom, Halloween
Right.
3, amazing
And
thing,
good for him. Let's just quietly write him a letter that says, "Hey, good job on Night of the Creeps."
Thank you for Night of the Creeps.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
fucking love it.
yeah.
Fucking
God, when he
fans.
dies, it's going to get fucking popular. We
You
got to
never
keep
know.
Tom Atkins alive at
We
all
got to keep Tom
costs.
Atkins alive. We got to find them slug things.
Yeah, yeah, we got to find the slug things.
We gotta find them slug tanks or put them in a cryovac,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, cryogenic freezer and shit.
yeah,
Fucking like in this movie.
yeah.
Fuck. The
All
main
right.
actress was awesome too. Like she was pretty hot.
Yeah, she was good. She was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a good actress.
Get out of the house.
She just
Love
rolled
it.
with the punches so easily.
Yeah.